In this slidecast, we're going to look at constrained prototyping. This is something we invented because we realized it's very hard for people to think beyond the business models that they see every day in their organizations or in their industries. This is an exercise that you can easily apply in your own workshops to think outside of the box. What is this about? I'm going to present 5 constraints to you, and you're going to get 5 constrained prototyping cards that you can apply to your ideas or to a case study. Let's get started with the first constraint, the first constrained prototyping card. You're going to have to copy the business model of Nespresso. What do I mean with this? Basically, you're going to have a couple of constraints on your business model canvas that you have to follow. The first one here is that you need to figure out what is the base product in your business model. In the case of Nespresso, it was the Nespresso machine. And in the case of Nespresso, Nespresso sold this machine for a transactional revenue. But here's where it gets interesting. Nespresso also has the pods. These are the consumables. Now you have to figure out what are the consumables in your business model. And then you're going to define how are you going to create recurring revenues from these consumables in your business model. So go ahead and copy Nespresso's business model. Now let's look at the second constraint, the second constrained prototyping card. The second constraint is about creating a platform model, just like Apple has done with the iPhone and the App Store. Let's look at the constraints here. So you're going to have to create a connecting platform, and you have to figure out what is the connecting platform in your case, in your business model. In the case of Apple with the iPhone, it was the App Store. The App Store mediates between one customer segment, for whom they have a value proposition, and the other customer segment, with a second value proposition. In the case of Apple with the App Store, well, on the one hand, they attract the smartphone buyers to the iPhone, and on the other hand, they attract the application developers because they have a very large user base of people who are willing to spend for applications. So this is a double-sided market where you have one segment coming because the other one exists, and the other segment coming because the first exists. That's exactly what you need to create. And then you'll have revenue streams from one segment and the other segment. And maybe you'll subsidize one or the other. In the case of Apple, we have hardware sales, and on the other hand, a 30% transaction cut from every single application that is sold. So now go ahead, apply these constraints to your business model. Create a platform where one customer segment comes from the other, and you're the mediation party in the middle, and the other customer segment comes for the first one. Go ahead and create your platform business model by copying these constraints. Let's look at the third constraint. This is all about free. It's just like Red Hat Linux, which created a business model that makes money around a free product, Red Hat Linux. So this is very simple, it's very straightforward. You're going to find one value proposition that you're going to give away for free, but you need to make money from this business model. So you're going to have to figure out how are you going to create a profitable business model around a free product. And don't go for advertising immediately, that's too easy. Try something harder. Now let's look at the fourth constraint. In the fourth constraint, you're going to copy the Tupperware model. So basically, what was Tupperware about? It was about having a free sales force. In this case, of course, this was before emancipation. Women selling Tupperware to other women, and they worked for Tupperware for free. Of course, they got a commission in the process, but you need to figure out how can you attract in your business model a free sales force which is going to partner with you. Now let's look at the last constraint here. You're going to create an investment fund. So what are the constraints here? Rather than you creating a business model, rather than you trying to figure out what's the right business model, you're going to invest in entrepreneurs, 5 to 10 startups, who are going to figure out the business model for you. So you're going to design not the right business model, you're going to design the business model of an investment fund that invests in 5 to 10 startups who are going to figure out the right business model for you. Your value proposition is going to be funding and advice. And of course, in order to do this, to invest in other companies, you're going to need capital. And if you're not already filthy rich, you're going to have to figure out how you're going to get this capital. Little hint here, maybe you'll need another customer segment. So this is the last constraint, and let's see if you can figure out how to apply these constraints to your business models. The interesting thing about applying constraints is that they will force you to think outside of the box. You're going to have to think about business models that you probably wouldn't think of if you didn't have these constraints. So go ahead, try it out. Class dismissed.